Page 6 in the quiet house. One sharp, we're in the key of G major. All the F's are sharp, and there's accidentals all over the place. Let's just get the fingering and the rhythms and the notes and all that. Right hand first, you're starting here. We have two voices going on. A D and an E, you have a whole note. It's a little misleading because you can't really hold it down for the whole measure, but hold it down as much as you can. So it's here, 1, 2, and then I have to play it. But I'm going to still hold it down even as I play that, because it is a whole note. In theory, I should hold it down for the whole thing. And you come down, just come down one key and do it again. And then here, they want a 5-1. Don't forget the F sharp. And now you can hold the whole note down. And then measure 4, go down again. 1 and 2, and that's held out. And then you go back up and do that again. Okay, let's go to measure 7. Measure 7, again, we got the two voices going. The top note, the top voice, I should say, is here. And you hold that out. The bottom voice is here. It's a little misleading because it's like, okay, we're missing a beat in the bottom voice. Because they want you to slur here to here, but that's just a 8th note. So it's like, what do I do for the other 1.5 counts in there? What do I do when I play that? Because it's an 8th note. Here, well, they slurred it. That simply means you finger pedal it. You hold down on it. Hold it down until beat 3, and then you lift up. 1 and 2 and 3, and like so. And again, next one, come down. 1, 2, 2, and 3, and just lift up on beat 3. So it slurs into the half note. That's how I interpret what they said. I haven't talked to him, I don't know what he, but that's how I would interpret what's written here. And then go up. And you'll notice on measure 9 on the half note that G has a stem going both directions. That's one of the ways they can tell you that both voices are playing or singing the same note, the same pitch. They come, it's called a unison, they do it. And again, F natural. And then measure 11. You're holding that down. And then here, see, now here they did tie it over. They didn't do that on measure 7 and 8. Here they did tie it over. Here, because they want you to hold that all the way down through measure 12, both voices. And then measure 13, you come up. Now, this is a little tricky. The way it's written, the top voice is this. That's how the top voice. The bottom voice is here to here. It's 1 and 2 and. Okay, except the B is tied, so you got to play it a half a beat early. 1 and 2, and then you let up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and same thing with the next measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's how I read what's written. So it's here, and then use thumb, and that takes care of it for you. You don't have to worry about it because that's tied. You're going to hang on to it. But that's the top voice we're hearing. The bottom voice is done. So it's here. And then here. And then third. 1, 5. That's fine. Measure 17. 2 voices. That's all right. And then go on. They want you to do on measure 18. 5, 3, and you're holding that down. And then lift it up as you play the top A. Again. Like so. So being aware of these voices are very important. Try and get them as accurate as you can. With the hold the notes down. I know the pedal has messed it all up, but we'll deal with that later. Right now we want to know the finger. That's one of the reasons we learn a piece without pedal first, so we can make sure the fingers are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because if you just use pedal, I mean, it would sound whether you held it down or not, so you would hold it down with the fingers, is what I'm after. So fourth, last line. 24, and then up, and then here. And I think that's probably both voices, I'm not sure, but it doesn't say. Left hand. Well, again, we got multiple voices going on in the left hand because you got a quarter note and a whole note right next to each other. That's because they're two different voices singing the same or playing the same note, but they have different values. One's an eighth note, one's a whole note. So they put the notes next to each other. The point is they're touching. You play them at the same time. So it's here. 1, 2. You're just going to hold the whole note down. 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and then. See, the G's tied. 1. This is measure 3. 1 and 2 and. It's an F sharp there. And then measure 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4. Isn't this fun? Now, I don't know how big your hands are, although the pedal will help. In theory, you want to hold this down as you play the top note. You got to have pretty big hands for that. So you may have to let go of that. Again, the pedal will help out. But right now, do the best you can. You may have to do that. Jump up. Here, and then... Now, if you can, hold it down. If you can do that. Otherwise, you can't. 1, 2. Now, you finished measure 8 here. So a measure 9, if you want, you can do that a 5-2 because it's easier rather than using the thumb again. And then for the quarter note, just go ahead, second finger is fine because you need the thumb for the F natural coming up. I do a 3, 3. And then you can come up. It's 5-1 and 4-1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like so. Then we're back down there. On measure 13, it's an F natural. 2, 3. I do a 5-2. You can do a 5-1 if you want. I don't care. And that's held down forever. And then go to measure 18. Back up here. And 2 and I do a 4-1 there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back again. Like you were at the beginning. At the bottom, last measure. That is, well, the bottom note is it's below 3 ledger lines. Well, 1 ledger line is an E, 2 is a C, 3 is an A, and that's under it, so it's a G. So it's a G and a D. That's a key of G, it makes sense, I guess. Put the hands together very slowly and carefully here. Everything is held down. That's just really weird. The tendency when you do that is to push down. You want to make sure you hold them down, so you push down. You got to fight that. It doesn't take any effort to hold a note down once it's down. So try and relax on this. Just concentrate. Just stay relaxed. You don't have to push down. So go through and put the hands together. I don't want to spoon feed the whole thing to you. You can figure it out, I hope. Then we can add the articulation. Here. Can you do that down, up with the slurs and hold a note down at the same time? Because it's here. You can hold a note down and still do this a little bit. Here, try that. Put in the articulation is really a bunch of slurs and things. Then we can add the dynamics. Well, it's soft, and this is, you got 4 voices going. The dynamic applies to the melody, whatever that is. And I think that here it's the top voice. That's soft. Everything else has got to be background. So it's soft. down. It's very soft in the left hand. Measure 9, they want you to go up to moderately and then go back down to soft. Then soft. So you started up and then you went back down. That's the right hand. Keep the left hand in the background. Soft. Crescendo. It's ba-da, ba-da. Come up a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. So just come down in the left, you go down to very soft there. And now we're soft in the right hand, measure 13. Everything else is very soft. Come up. And the trick here is when these 2-note slurs is to keep the 8th notes even. 1 and 2 and. The tendency is to don't keep them even. Soft, measure 17. Come up a little, up to medium soft there. Now medium loud here in the right hand. Measure 21, you start that medium loud. Next measure is sort of a medium soft. I go all the way down. The diminuendo, they don't tell you how far to go. So by the time you get to measure 24, I would be soft here. And then ritardondo, slow down. Very soft here, which is going to make the left hand a real challenge because it's too easy to overpower the right hand. We want to hear this. We don't want to hear that. And let it ring to me, just let it go. Now speed-wise, well, wistfully, whatever that is, I guess that quarter note on 180 or 84. This is kind of a moderato piece. It's just a gentle piece. So something like that, but it has to be accurate. So if you can't play it that fast, then slow it down. Whatever it takes to be accurate. Get rid of the hesitations. You don't want any hesitations anywhere. It needs to flow. Then they add pedal. Well, okay, I'm not crazy about the pedal, although in this piece it would be nice to connect this. But what they've done is they've, I think, simplified the pedal for you, and they're just telling you to overlap everything. Similar to the way the Faber piano method series does. They just overlap everything. If you do it that way, this is what you get. If you like that sound, you're fine with it, go with it. I don't like that sound at all. Pedaling indications are suggestions anyway. Your teacher may have other ideas too. That's fine. You see, the problem is, first we're going to lose the 2-note slurs. But you still do the technique. You feel it whether you can hear it or not. And okay, that's fine. When I get down to, say, measure 11 here, I want to change it with the harmony. So I'm going to change it here. Here. And then when I start, I might lift with a hand so I get just a little silence. On measures 15 and 16. I'd like to lose some of that upper stuff as I'm coming down. So I might change the pedal maybe with the half note at least, just to get rid of the other stuff, and it helps to get softer too. And then we can go on. Measure 18, change it with harmony. That's just minor changes in the pedaling, so take out some of the blurriness and to help the dynamics out a little. There's other ways you can pedal this besides that. It's up to what you like to hear, but you have to learn to hear very carefully. Otherwise, anything will sound good. Now when I play this with a metronome, I'm going to hold that half note fermata at the end down 4 counts instead of 2 and then let up. It could ring on and on and on depending on your piano. Some pianos ring a long time and others no. I like to play this with you very slowly, and I'm going to leave out the pedal because that meshes things up and you need to hear the notes. You can hear them better without the pedal. So I'll give us 4 counts and let's just play it together very slowly to make sure we have the notes and the rhythms. Not doing any dynamics. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. And. Three and 4 and.